For this project, we chose the amazing human body. Our standards are identify and investigate the general functions of the major systems of the human body: digestive, respiratory, circulatory, reproductive, excretory, immune, nervous, and musculoskeletal, and describe ways these systems interact with each other to maintain homeostasis. Our next standard is compare and contrast types of infectious agents that may infect the human body, including viruses, bacteria, fungi, and parasites. This is for 6th grade. So for our for our iPad project, we chose to focus on the immune system, respiratory system, skeletal system, circulatory system, and digestive system. So beginning with the immune system, it describes what the immune system is in 3 bullet points. Then it describes specifically what tumors are. And then after that, they will be playing a game called Tumor Takeover. And these are the directions for Tumor Takeover. Clicking over the Tumor Taker app, you will become your own scientist. You will create your own tumor and try to destroy it. It follows directions, and then there's little explanations throughout the whole game. And when you're done with the game, close the app by clicking the home button. For this app, the Tumor Takeover app, they explain what scientists are doing in order to destroy tumors. Here's a small explanation of what a tumor does with the cells and how the immune system is involved with the cells. They explain how there are some cells that help try and destroy the tumor, and then towards the end of it, some of the immune cells actually help the tumor grow even larger. The diagram on the left is the scientist in the show. It's in the app explaining how the tumor grows, and then what the students do is click at the bottom how each of the little things, which are the immune systems, help grow and kill the tumor. Then as the app proceeds, it shows how the tumor grows and grows. Then it also shows how after some time the tumor creates this film over it, and it helps protect it and make it stay. So right now, more immune systems are trying to kill the tumor, more immune systems are helping the tumor grow. Then here is when the protective layer comes over it. And then the next part of this app is showing how the tumor gets bigger and stronger, and then what the different treatments are being produced in order to try and destroy and kill the tumor. So the job of the student is to use these different treatment options to try and destroy the tumor, and they give you like a small explanation on how each of them works depending on the one that you select, and then how to play with the game until it can destroy it. This falls under the second standard, which talks about bacteria, viruses, and diseases in general. So once the student is done playing with the game, they can revert back to the home page to continue with the iPad project. After they're done, the students will go to the circulatory system. And then the circulatory system, again, they give a small explanation of what it is. This circulatory system does not have an app where they would have things to look at, but there are apps that you can find for it. Then they can do the respiratory system, which also gives a small explanation about it. There were no apps that we could find that could go for the respiratory system, so we just left it with a small explanation. Then the digestive system, again, the small bullet points that explain the digestive system. Then the digestive system had more information, so we extended it a little bit more. And then it does have an app, My Digestive System app directions, so students can follow these directions. The app that we chose was my digestive system app. And in this app, the students are able to see all of the organs that are involved in the digestive system. They get a 3D figure, where at the bottom they can select the figure and select the name, and it will give them an explanation of what it does. Then on the top right, they can click the specific organ, and it can give them a specific system of what it uses inside, and they can move around the figure to look at it from different angles. From there, they can also check out what each of the organs do. When you look at the screen on the right and on the left, they give different options of they can select and unselect all of the organs, they can read the explanations, and it's a really cool app to fully explain the digestive system. Then they would go to the skeletal system. Again, it gives some description. It says the skeletal system contains 206 bones, each bone has a function, and then it answers some questions. Then there's an anatomy app for the skeletal system where they will be putting the bones in their place in as little as time as possible. And they have different levels where they can play this game. So for the anatomy app, they'll be clicking game, then they'll select bones basic, and then they'll select play. They can zoom out of the full skeletal, and then they can look at all of the bones and try to place them in the correct spot. If they hold down, they'll be able to see where the bone is supposed to go. This is the easier level. Then, when they're done placing all of the bones, they could go back and select home, and then once they go back to home, they can select game again and select Bones Expert. When they select Bones Expert, they can play, and again they'll be putting the bones in their place, but this time they won't receive any help. On the right hand side, you can see how the students are being timed, and then they can go back to game, they can click view, and they can play around and see where each of the organs and each of the bones go, so they can become an expert on it. Much as the other one did. And then when they're done, they could keep playing to get better as other students finish their first round, or they could play with the other apps. And finally, their final activity would be right here. The students, after learning about the human system, each student will be placed into groups and create an avatar. Students will then label each human body system. To make it fun, groups will be asked to make your own avatar superhuman. Choose one system and invent a skill to make your avatar have a superpower. Each avatar will be presented in front of the class and explain the systems. The groups will also give an explanation of your avatar's superhuman skill and why you chose it. The avatar will be done in an app called Telegami. They will create then the avatar. They will be able to edit the character, the emotions, the background. So for example, the emotions, they can click it, and then over here they can choose if it's angry, mad, surprised, and then from there they go back, and they can select the most important part, which is message, and from the message they can click voice, they can click voice again, and then they'll be able to record what they want the Telegami to say, and in the Telegami they'll be able to explain what each of those systems are, what the Telegami's superpower is. When they're done, they'll select stop. It will analyze the voice, and then when it's done, and in the Telegami they'll be able to explain what each of those systems are, what the Telegami's superpower is. When they're done, they'll select stop, and then they will click share, and they'll be able to email it to the teacher. They can save it, they can preview it. Another cool feature about Telegami is that they can, when they click, I believe is background, they can click doodle, and this allows them the feature to be able to change their pen size. Go here, and they can point to things. They can also write whatever they would like, and this could help for them to label each system of the body. And again, when they're done, they can click back and they can record themselves talking and share it with the teacher, who then will share it with the class. To conclude this project, the Amazing Human Body iPad project was designed in order to help 6th grade students have an interactive learning experience with the systems of the human body. This included the immune system, circulatory system, respiratory system, digestive system, and skeletal system. Then, for their final activity, they would be using the app Telegami in order to create an avatar that would be a superpower, that would have a superpower enhanced by one of the systems, and they would be able to explain each of the systems, explain the superpower, label the systems, and finally share their avatar with the class. This interactive project will help 6th grade students understand the human body better, and overall will cover the standards that they will need in science. Thank you.